Welcome back to my channel. My name is Soy. Today I want to cook a 300 calorie meal, which is called a MaPo Tofu. MaPo Tofu is a very common dish in Asia, in China, in Hong Kong, Macau, in just like the Asian area. So the first thing you need to do, you need 2 bricks of those tofu. I prefer them the soft kind. You need a package of these called a smart ground. It's a plant-based crumble. It look like these. And to substitute the ground meat. So the MaPo tofu in Asia, they use ground pork or ground beef, but since this is a vegan version, so I substitute with these smart grounds. And you need quite a bit of sauce. You need chili sauce, 2 tablespoons, 2 tablespoons of green onion, 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, 4 cloves of garlic chopped, and 2 tablespoons of ground ginger, and 1 tablespoon of this Szechuan peppercorn. It gives you that, it's not very spicy, but it gives you that numbing sensation. By the way, the ginger look like these, but I frozen the ginger. You can froze the ginger, and it keep it a lot longer. It tastes the same. So if you put it in the refrigerator, it will dry up or it will be rotten. You also need a little bit of just drizzle a hint of sesame oil. I mentioned about the chili sauce. You also need a tablespoon of olive oil and a tablespoon of soy sauce. So MaPo tofu is a very strong dish. The first thing you need to do is to, remove the liquid from the tofu. So the best way to remove the tofu is use paper towel, push them a little bit. Don't push it too hard, because if you push it too hard, it will crumble the tofu. And you do not want those water leak out to the dish. It becomes very watery. And also, tofu is a dish that the flavor is really hard to penetrate into tofu. So you want to cut them small enough that coated with flavor. So I cut it half and cut it half again and cut it half. So 4 pieces, and then cut it half. So it's about this size. And I think this is a little bit different than the other tofu. This is a little bit firmer. That one is not as firm. But you can use different kind. You can use firm, you can use non-firm. I thought I have all the smooth kind, but evidently this one is not. You cut it in the middle. Okay, so we are ready to move to the stove side. Like what I said, MaPo tofu is a very strong dish. So in order to eat it, if you eat it by itself, it's probably too strong. And then, so you need to go put on top of the rice, like brown rice or white rice. And I don't eat white rice anymore. So I put on this tofu noodle. The entire package is only 20 calories. So it's really easy. When you open it, it does have a distinctive smell. So you use water to rinse a couple times, and then put a bowl of hot water and dump them into it, and then wash it a couple times. It should get rid of that distinctive smell. But it's very healthy. It have very low calorie. So I'm gonna move all of these ingredients to the stove side and show you how to cook the MaPo tofu. Oh, before I start cooking, let me go over the calorie content. The first thing is the veggie ground. The veggie ground for the entire package is 480, and 2 tablespoons of spicy sauce is 30. For the tofu, 2 bricks. 1 brick is 360, so two of them is 720. You also, the oil, 1 tablespoon is 120, and add a little drizzle is probably one third of the tablespoon. So it's a 1 teaspoon. So it's about 40 calorie. The cornstarch, 1 tablespoon is 30 calorie. So added up total is 1380 plus 40. So it will be 1420. Each meal you add it on top of this noodle, 20 calorie. So these added up a little bit shy from 1500 calorie. You divide it by 5 days. So each day is a little bit shy from 300 calorie, and plus the 20, it will be very close to 300 calorie. So let's start cooking. So in order to start the cooking, you put very tiny little bit of oil, not even a teaspoon, and then you turn the stove to medium and start toast this peppercorn to open the flavor. This is very important. If you don't open the flavor, and it just tastes very bland. So let it toast a little bit with a little bit oil in it. Slowly let it toast. May take a few minutes and let it open up the flavor. Cooking the peppercorn, you can tell the little moving, little sparkling. That's mean that the oil and the peppercorn start working. Let's give another minute. Give it another toss, and the peppercorn is ready. So you can see it's very smoky. So I'm going to remove from the stove, turn on the exhaust fan. The smell is really good. Don't underestimate that little tablespoon of peppercorn. It's very, very strong smell. So I'm going to bring it to the chopping board and chop them up even more fine. So the first thing you need to do is chop the peppercorn, make them more even smaller. So it's cool right now. Remember, peppercorn is very strong. Once you open it up, it's a very strong spice. Okay, it's crushed them enough. I'm gonna put it back to the original little bowl. So we can continue our journey of cooking. The same while that you toast the peppercorn, you add about a tablespoon of oil. And turn on a high heat. When the oil starts warming up, the first thing you put down is the smart crumble, the plant-based protein. So it looks like a ground beef texture. You want to break them up. You don't want them to clump it together, okay? So at this point, you put garlic, ginger, and this chili pepper spicy sauce, and the peppercorn. When the smart crumble evenly mixed with the ginger, garlic, and the spicy sauce, you put a little bit water. looks like not. Then you put the tofu. This part is very important. Don't mix them, push them like this, push them. Because if you stir fry them, toss them, you will break the tofu. And when you break the tofu, it won't look good. They don't have that whole piece look like. So just toss, just push them, push them, push them, push them in every angle. Then that way you will not break the tofu. The MaPo tofu looks really good at this point. You need a little bit soy sauce. Let's add 1, 2. Soy sauce does not have it. It's only like 10 calories per tablespoon. So I add 20. Let it cook because that's all the flavor go into the tofu. Remember, don't turn them around, just push. The push that it won't break the tofu. It will make the tofu remain a cube structure, and the cooking will cold the tofu. Tofu is pretty hard to have the flavor penetrate into it, so you need a little time to cook them. So I forgot to mention that you do need to add a little Splenda. Add about a tablespoon of Splenda. Surprisingly, I didn't put any salt, but it's salty enough, the dish. So let me give a little taste test, see whether the taste is suitable. Taste is great. By the way, you do want to put a little Splenda in it because when soy sauce cook them, it will turn a little bit sour. So at this point, you need to drizzle a little bit, tiny little bit, not even a teaspoon of sesame oil. And you need to thicken the sauce. So I add some water into the cornstarch. And you want to mix them because that's how the cornstarch sinking to the bottom. And then you pour into it. See, it thickens very quickly. At last, you just sprinkle some green onion on top. This is the vegan version of the MaPo Tofu with the small ground plant-based protein. So here's the final product. So I will evenly divide the MaPo tofu. Into 5 days. It smells wonderful, by the way. This is for today, so a second. So here's the MaPo Tofu. You divide it by 5 days. And let me go over the calorie content. The veggie ground is 480, spicy sauce 30, tofu 480 plus 30 will be 510. Tofu is 720, so it will be 1230. And oil is 120, so will be 1350. And cornstarch will be 30, will be 1380. And soy sauce is 20. So soy sauce at 1400, and plus one teaspoon of sesame oil, which is a 40. So 1440. So a little bit shy from 1500 calorie divided by 5. So a little bit shy from 300 calorie, and plus 20 calorie for the tofu noodle. So a little bit, you don't even make it to 300 calorie. So this is a great, full of flavor tofu dish. I hope you enjoy as much as I do. The smell is great. You know, the peppercorn, the chili pepper sauce, the sesame oil, the smell is really, really wonderful. And so you learn 2 techniques: how to open up the peppercorn, how you toast the peppercorn, let it open the flavor. 1. Number 2 is how to not to break the tofu, remain the structure, just push and push. If you like what you see, please give me a thumbs up. Provide some constructive criticism in the comment. Please subscribe my channel. Hit the bell button to notify what my new video that I'm going to upload on a weekly basis. Thanks for watching.